Let's make a yoga studio for the dolls. I'm using this box room here with 2 walls as our base with the measurements on the screen. I cover about 2/3 of the wider wall with brick print cardstock. For the other wall, I'm cutting a section measuring 4 by 10 inches to create 2 windows. I could leave the windowed wall looking bare like this, but let's cover that with brick print cardstock as well. I'm using thin strips of black foam board to make window panes, but you can choose to use white foam board if you want. For flooring, I'm using this wood grain contact paper, or if you have wood print scrapbook paper, you can use that too. This already looks almost enough as it is, but let's take things a step further. I cut several pieces of foam board with the measurements on the screen. I also cut this cardstock here measuring 14 inches by 8 inches. Cover the cardstock and foam board pieces with wood grain contact paper. Once all the pieces are covered with contact paper, we can assemble. 2 longest pieces will go on the side. I'm making a mark here on the center so we know where to put the partition. I glue the longest on the sides of our cardstock first, and then we follow it up with the one on the top. I glue the partition on the marks we made. Glue the bottom piece next, then glue the toe cake right below that. I started spacing out the shelving, making sure that they're equally apart from each other. Then glue each shelf in place to complete our cabinet. Get 2 7-inch skinny sticks. Cut 8 smaller pieces measuring about 1.25 inches each. Glue 4 at an angle on one of the sticks and repeat on the other one. I'm connecting both of these with these smaller pieces of skinny sticks. Next, let's paint it with black acrylic paint, glue onto the wall, and add rolled up pieces of foam sheet for a wall-mounted mat rack. I cut a piece of pastel colored paper about 0.75 by 3 inches and roll it into a stick shape. I cut 2 more pieces measuring 1/4 inch by 15.5. These are 2 strips I connected with glue. Roll it up, sand both sides, glue to one end of our roll from earlier, do the same for the other end, make a pair, and make a whole lot more for doll weights. I cut 2 skinny sticks measuring 5 inches each. I connect both ends with a piece of this skinny stick measuring 0.75 inches. Get 2 pieces of popsicle sticks measuring 3.75 inches. Glue one of the popsicle sticks onto our first piece earlier at an angle, making sure that the connecting skinny stick is on the top. Repeat on the other side. Add a skinny stick on the back for support. Get 2 cut pieces of popsicle sticks measuring 1.75 inches. Glue on the bottom of our piece from earlier, and here you can see I glued it a little forward. Do the same for the other one. Paint it with black acrylic paint. Add it in our setup. Add our weights from earlier. And we have our dumbbell rack. I cut 2 pieces of scrap foam board measuring 1/2 inch by 1 inch. Glue and wrap in foam sheet. Make a pair and make a whole lot more as yoga blocks. Our area here is still quite spacious, so we could either put these on the shelf or we could simply put these under our weight rack. I need fuzzy fabric, so I'm using these hotel slippers. I used a seam reaper to undo the stitches, and what I'm gonna do is cut this up in smaller pieces. Roll up a piece, secure with hot glue, and stack on the shelf as towels. We have the soles left, and I also cut them up into smaller rectangles as knee mats that we can put on the bottom. I also cut a few pieces of scrap fabric, fold, stack, and add onto our shelves. We've unboxed a lot of mini brands in the past, so let's reuse these capsules. Get a balloon that has a good stretch. Cut a part of the opening, stretch the rubber, and very carefully wrap it around the capsule starting over the seam to make an exercise ball. I cut a few more foam board pieces with these measurements. Cover all pieces with wood grain contact paper. Glue a small piece on one end of a long piece to make an L shape. Do the same with the other end. Glue the last small piece in the middle. Glue the other long foam board on top to make a bench with storage in the bottom. I cut a rectangular piece of a brown paper bag measuring 3.5 by 4 inches. Glue on the cardstock. Cut. Frame with black colored paper. Add a few cutouts from packaging. Well, I messed up here just a little. I'll have to trim that. Glue and add our cutouts. Add a few more details here and there. To make a bulletin board where our dolls can see their yoga schedule and other important announcements. To finish the scene, let's add some greenery outside the window. I'm loving this new space for our dolls. I was initially concerned about adding a shelf, but seeing the props we made and how they go well stacked like that, I am glad we added it. Plus, we can repurpose that into something else in our future videos. And since we have a yoga studio, let's introduce our newest Yoga Made-to-Move Barbies. In this series, we are getting 3 dolls wearing marble print fashion. We have Millie, a curvy Made-to-Move, and Brooklyn. Our dolls are wearing colorful outfits, and honestly, these are the best outfits they have in this line. In my opinion, of course. All of our Made-to-Move dolls are fully articulated and they have different body types. Starting with Millie, she's on a standard Barbie Made-to-Move body and her face screening is grainy and glossy. She is wearing this pink marble print sports top, which velcro in the back, and this is paired with light blue leggings with an elastic waistband. She has long blonde hair held back by a pink elastic around her head. I wish they used real fabric for this, but I remember they also used an elastic as headband with curvy Made-to-Move from the first wave. Next is our curvy Barbie. She has brown wavy hair with the front pulled up into a ponytail, and like Millie, she's also wearing a pink sports top paired with violet leggings. She doesn't have an official name, but it looks like this is also the same face mold used on Fashionista 209. I like her sharp features, but honestly, I'm not sure why her facial screening is, not pixelated. I mean, that's a good thing, but I remember the good old days when the dolls did not have pixelated screening. Brooklyn is on a new body type, which is the athletic Made-to-Move. This body has more definition and bulk compared to Millie's, which you can see more clearly on side view. Like Millie, her face screening is also grainy and glossy. And she's wearing this bright orange sports top paired with bright pink leggings. Brooklyn has medium length black wavy hair all swept up in a ponytail. And on closer look, you can see baby hairs painted around her hairline. I have another Brooklyn whose body is actually the purple tie-dye Made-to-Move, and I may have to swap their heads at some point because I love her braids, but I'll reserve that probably for another video. I think this is the only wave of Made-to-Move with 3 dolls in the series. I'm used to seeing more than 3, just as I've always been in the previous 3 waves, but I'm not complaining because we finally have Brooklyn in the lineup, which I think is long overdue. Let us know what you think about our yoga studio in the comments down below. Give us a thumbs up, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. We'll see you next time.